allow the children
it's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk true to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. Politico, this one not day off in mind. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, my ego don't come.
Hello there.
My ego la wa mo to do.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching this moment. It is Sunday sermon with Mayegun, and it is live.
What did you say?
Thank you so much for joining me. But remember, as you are joining, share the broadcast. Don't just read the caption or the description alone. Share it, like it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them. Mayegun today. So my golden advice for everyone that stumbles on this video or this broadcast is this. As they are cooking left, right, and center, be very careful. Don't die. I all need to let you know what is going on. So that we can counter your expected ignorance as an excuse. No one should really claim not to know what is going on. In fact, we believe that all of us knows what we are doing, including those who are defending the criminals, ruining Nigeria. So please, if you are one Nigerianist, a one Liejiriya, you shouldn't watch this. So if you are the type who is politically correct, stay away. Everyone else, let's go. Thank you so much. But today, so this Sunday sermon today is going to be kind of filled with gists from the north to the south, from the east to the west, and then beyond the shores of Nigeria. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you once again from wherever you are joining. It is Mayegu Live. I know now that we have raised more awareness on the GMO seeds in Nigeria, and there are more revelations that are now coming up. Some of them I will share with you today. However, I am going to start from the drama, the continued drama in Rivers States. And then I will add my own view to that at some point. So, ladies and gentlemen, even though Fubara announced the swearing in of, the inauguration of 23 caretaker chairmen across the 23 local government areas of Rivers State, he and his guys have not really been able to take over the entire, the entire local government areas of the states. So yesterday, the NLC, who are no longer fighting for minimum wage, by the way, but we'll come back to that too. So they issued a stern warning to the Nigerian police to vacate all of the local government areas they are currently occupying, or they would have to deal with them. A presser was issued, and I think we should start from that.
Chapter of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees demanding immediate vacation of all entrances into council areas by men of the Nigeria Police.
Consequently, the council of both NS and TC call on the Inspector General of Police to immediately direct the Commissioner of Police Rivers State Command to allow legitimate workers of the various local government councils to access their offices. Unanimously uphold the ultimatum issued by the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, NOGE, for the Nigerian Police to vacate and allow unfettered access of local government workers to access their offices without further delay. The council in session unanimously condemned in strong terms the purported call for a state of emergency in Rivers State by some supposed political leaders of the state, which in all ramifications do not wish Rivers State people well. While we appreciate people's rights to self-opinion, it is also important not to allow our self-centeredness override our sense of reasoning. In conclusion, the entire workers of Rivers State are hereby put on red alert of possible actions to protect and defend the interests of Rivers State workers.
The Rivers State chairman of Trade Union Congress, Ikechukwu Oyefuru, says the excuse that policemen were deployed to enforce law and order is silly tensions.
When we say we have put our workers, our members on red alert, what we simply mean is that if at the expiration of the ultimatum that we have issued through NOGE for police, for the IG of police to do the needful by vacating the local government councils and allowing our members to go to work, we will be left with no other option than to deploy our union might to recover our right, because they cannot violate our right and then deny us access to daily living and then be enjoying themselves. So that is why we have put our members on red alert, because if they don't do that, we will carry out legitimate union actions to ensure that we continue to earn our living.
Meanwhile, the state chairman of Norgay, Clifford Paul, says the police should not prevent civil servants from accessing their offices.
For the local government workers, we are not politicians. We are non-partisan. You know, the man-hour so far lost. We are requesting the Inspector General of Police to direct the Commissioner of Police to vacate the premises of the local government councils in the River State for optimal utilization of our councils. The state government has graciously, a few months ago, approved the payment of 30,000 naira minimum wage, approved the promotion of the local government, the junior and the senior staffs of local government councils. So as a union, we are grateful to the state government for taking absolute care of the local government.
They follow the drama, right? So the Norgay, rather, are now given, they've given the police in Nigeria, the IG of police to give an order to vacate the local government areas. But some believe that, you know, it is still Wike. I pick up a song on the way here, and I'm going to use that before I continue. And I think they said these are the Fubara people, that all those who are still hiding, you know, like they should walk straight if they are supporting here some Wike. Then we'll continue.
Rivers Caucus, tell me something. Rivers Caucus, tell me something. You say, if you dey follow yes some Wike, no follow corner. Rivers Caucus, tell me something. Rivers people, tell me something. Rivers people, tell me something. You say, if you dey follow yes so Wike, no follow corner. Rivers people, tell you something.
We'll come back to that too. So 2 nights ago, Fubara, after the supposed, reshuffling of the grassroots structure, I mean the local government areas, which he hasn't really taken over fully yet. He is not slowing down. He is doing everything to dismantle those he believes are still loyal to Wike, and they are not hiding it. So he took the fight to the traditional rulers. So in Nigeria, they have a traditional rulers council, something like that. They don't rule anything, no. Most of them are just like a land grabbers. Some of them are like a smugglers and all of that, okay? Like whatever you can think of. But if you align with the government of your states very well, you could be protected and you will be celebrated too. So they said the chairman of that council in Rivers State still remain loyal to Wike even a year after. So they printed their 2024 almanac calendar, right? And you have the chairman of the traditional council of Rivers State, the vice chairman, and all the traditional rulers. But there was no image of the state governor. Fubara took it personal. And this was what he did. Let's go to that.
I would like to draw your attention to a special, I call it a special insult that was melted to this government. The council produced a calendar for the year of our Lord 2024. And the governor's picture, the deputy governor's picture, was not in the calendar. I want to ask you, does it show any sign that that leadership is working with this government? I hope you have a copy of it. Does it show that that government, this your chairman, is working with this government? So I've decided today that we have to move forward by the special grace of God, the administrative lifespan of the chairman is 1 year, which is renewable, isn't it? So at this particular hour, I have to say that with the power vested on me, the tenure of Sergeant Amusi has terminated. So going forward, there is need to have a leadership that will accommodate everybody and move this council forward. I know a lot of you are very, very special and dear to me, but at this particular moment, so let me here today say that I'm not going to do as I wanna. I will continue with Ikoremeka. So, but the Ikoremeka that I'm going to do is going to be Ikoremeka of maturity, Ikoremeka that will serve as a father to all, and for us to also study what he can do. If he does well, maybe we'll ask him to continue. So let me, before saying other things, announce here, SSG and the Commissioner for Chieftaincy should note that the new chairman from this particular moment will be Eze Chike Wolo. He will be the chairman, and I believe strongly that he's going to do better and accommodate everyone.
So, the power play continues. He kept, trying to untangle what I can call the weakest hold on the state structure institutions. Okay? But it is not really going down well that much. In one of the rants from the weakest men, I got this.
There's a trending video, Somasawana, that they will escort caretaker to this place.
Hello?
A farmer that visits a strange land stands on one leg.
Yes. I swear.
This is our own territory.
Yes.
This is our own zone.
Yes.
If you know how to shoot, we know how to dive it.
Yes.
We fought military before, these are good people.
Yes. Yes.
They killed us, but we did not die.
Yes. And we defeat them.
And that spirit still lives on.
Yes.
Anybody, no matter who you are, and you feel that will work for you as governor, and what you use to pay us back is to kill us. Yes. My brother, we are not afraid of death.
Yes. Yes. No. Are we afraid?
No. 1993, my father younger brother was shot dead. The family did not collapse. So we are waiting for that bullet. We are waiting. We are not afraid of anybody. If the governor wants to scatter this state, we will help him to scatter it.
Yes.
So. Now so. We help him to be there.
Yes.
He is nobody. When I check his record, he's nobody. We have pedigree. We have background. He's nobody. Common civil servant want to try on people that took risks for him. Then those people that were saying that he cannot be governor are the ones that say they know how to shoot. Let them come and shoot. Is he not gone? We are not afraid. Once upon the man to die, and after that you face your tomorrow. We are not afraid. DPO, I sincerely commend you. You've been trying. Keep trying. Let this place be calm. As far as time is concerned, we know ourselves. DPO, let me inform you. In time.
want to die. We'll die here because of the war between criminal politicians. They are victims of, and others who can't be there physically like that, they are on social media. There are many voluntary slaves on social media, right? That are with that same mentality. Good morning. I don't go grieve for this one today. I don't go grieve for that today. In defense of the rogues that don't give a damn about them. And they know. Or maybe they don't. Because they know they don't give a damn about them. Wahala everywhere. 2-3 weeks ago, we entered the wahala of Emir of Kano or no Emir of Kano. That too was also, the wahala in Kano too is caused by political gladiators. They will pretend, oh yeah, I'm giving my people this. No. You see all this disruption, right? They are all contributing to what a failed country Nigeria has become, in part. Traditional institution in Kano. You know the whole story, or maybe you don't. You know the story, but maybe you don't know the whole story. But one thing you can't take out of it all is the political kickoff of it, because of political disagreements between political criminals. Yam. We would not know who is the Emir of Kano. Bayero is currently the Emir of Kano. But that is the one known to the court. Sanusi is Emir of Kano because he is the one known to government. Between these two, even though Kano has not erupted into any crisis per se, but the massaging of these two camps are enough to also tell you the contraption in part is completely broken by the supposed political class. Just like they broke everything. So in Kano, the one representing the government believes that Bayero by law is representing government. He said, by law, Bayero was never an emir. Then Bayero's man also disagrees. Sanusi was never reinstated by law. In that regard, let's go to Kano. Yeah?
The action of the governor, His Excellency Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, was to actually protect the integrity of the emirate as an institution. The institution, the Emirates of Kano, predates Nigeria and predates Nigerian constitution. So therefore, it's over 1,000-year history of people living together under one emir. And the previous administration of Ganduje decided to bastardize that history and take politics into it. So the politicization of the Emirates is what His Excellency promised during the campaign, that he is going to restore the lost glory of the state. And he's only fulfilling the campaign promise. This is not the first time an emir was deposed, because Ganduje did it. And when Ganduje did it, the Emir Sanusi, the 14th Emir, Muhammad Sanusi, left Kano without any rancor and decided to go away the state for peace to reign. So therefore, Sanusi is now back to Kano as the 16th Emir after the repeal of the law. Repealing of the law, which the court said affirmed its validity, confirms that there is no longer the Emirates of Kano City, Rano, Gaya, Karai, and Bichi. Right. And I want to put it clear to the comprehension of everybody. Aminu Ado Bayero was never an emir of Kano. Aminu was appointed an emir of 8 metropolitan local government of Kano City. So therefore, with the revision of the law under one united Kano, the emirate that Aminu served does no longer exist.
But is referred to as the 15th Emir of Kano.
Yes, he's 15th Emir
yes.
because
do you
Kano
discountenance that? And with the reinstatement of Sanusi, he's also referred to as the 16th Emir, meaning
yes.
that the position of Bayero before Sanusi came back is recognized.
Well, what I want to explain here is he was an Emir of 8 metropolitan local government. That was Kano City Emirate, which was at that status because the main emirate was bastardized by Ganduje under the 2019 Emirate law, which created Rano, Gaya, Karai, and Bichi Emirates. So therefore, he was 15th Emir of Kano, but his jurisdiction is not for the 44 local government of Kano. It's just only for the 8 metropolitan local government, which is now abolished.
Right.
And the judge, in his ruling yesterday, affirmed the validity of the law.
No doubt.
But nullified the actions of the governor after the assenting of the law.
Yeah, now
but
that
there's
the
one
court...
point here, Ngozi.
Okay, right.
The governor assented the law at 5:10 p.m. on the 23rd of May 2024. And the assenting of the law and reinstatement of Emir Sanusi happened concurrently at the same time, the same minute, the same day. So therefore, if you reaffirmed the validity of the law based on the fact that there was no court order at that time, so therefore that should be extended to the reinstatement of Emir Sanusi, because assenting of the law and reinstatement happened at the
Wahala everywhere. But there's something we need to quickly correct. Now, so that they try, to mix and lie about history. And you know, when you repeat a lie many, many times, especially if you have repeated the lies for hundreds of years, then it'll become something that they will say, well, it's true, since nobody countered it. There was no emirate. There was no sultanate in any part of northern Nigeria until 1800s. Okay? There was no sultanate. There was no emirate. There were no Fulani controlling anywhere until the jihad of 1800s that saw to the slaughter and the killings of majority of the today's northern Nigeria's, tribes and ethnic nationalities, especially the Hausas. Right? But these guys who have managed over the time through politics as well, so now start calling themselves Hausa Fulani. There was nothing like that. Okay? So there was never any emirate, any emir of 1,000 years. Bullshit. There was no sultan. There was no sultan until 1820s. And it was after the death of Efodio. He rejected the offer because he was supposed to be like a male teacher. He was a teacher, Quranic teacher, that planned a jihad and killed all his hosts, all their leaders, everyone. And they call it the jihad for Allah, because the people were not following the pathway of Allah. There was no 1,000 years old emir. Tell your children that. That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And that's why you're having all this confusion. Identity crisis. So everybody just hide under one, their northern version of Islam. They just hide behind it. And see, well, since we are all Islam, we are the same thing. No, you're not. No, you're not. And that's why you are confused. Now, let's go see. The Bayero people, too, they have something to say, according to courts. Listen.
Because these things can be subject to multiple interpretation. But as people in the know, you have access to the final document. What's your position?
Well, first of all, I don't think it is correct to say that, there's any contradiction or any misunderstanding in the law. The judgment, or the ruling rather, of the Federal High Court given yesterday was very clear. In fact, the certified true copy of that ruling is currently going round on the social media and what have you. And it is clear that the first order given by that court is that all actions taken pursuant to the 2024 Kano State Emirate repeal law are set aside, and that the second order was that that does not affect the validity or invalidity of the law made because it is a subject of the substantive suit which is still pending before the court. So there's currently no final judgment on the validity of that law made in Kano State. It is still being contended, although proceedings have been stayed. So it is not correct, with all due respect. We have a duty to tell people what is the truth, what is the true position. It is there. Everybody can verify that is not the position of the law, first of all. Secondly, the courts also have power. In spite of the doctrine of separation of powers, as said by the Sanusi Bature, who is somebody I respect, courts of law in Nigeria have the power, in spite of that line of separation of powers, to also come in and say, okay, so action done by the executive or so action done by the legislators is not correct or should be suspended or should be stayed. And this is clearly what this Honorable Court said, whether rightly or wrongly, and whether the Federal High Court has jurisdiction or not. The court was very clear on the 23rd day of May when it said that all parties before the court, and these parties include the Kano State government, all parties were asked and directed and ordered by the court to maintain status quo ante bellum. What this means is that they should maintain the state of affairs as they existed before the passage and assent of that law. What this means was that before that law was passed and assented to by the governor, we have 5 emirates in Kano State, and the Federal High Court now said everybody should go back to that state of affairs. That's what it means, what literally, maintenance of status quo ante bellum implies. So there's a duty on the government of Kano State and the governor of Kano State and all the stakeholders to ensure that the orders of the court are maintained. It is not correct, in my own humble opinion, that there's any misinterpretation or there's any quagmire or any confusion. These orders of court are clear, they are out there for all to verify, and there's a duty on all persons and authority throughout the Federal Republic of Nigeria to respect orders of court. So, Section 287 of the Constitution of Nigeria is clear that all persons in Nigeria, all authorities must respect orders of court. That is the only way we can have a democracy. That's the only way we can have a system. If people of authority decide to...
If you can hear me, if I'm a button, because of time.
Respect orders of court or flout orders of court, we can't have a system.
Okay, if I'm a button, you're the lawyer, so you help us out here. So, based on what you said, because there are 2 follow-up questions I want to ask before I go to Mr. Bature. Based on what you said, by your own judicial understanding of the law, who is the Emir of Kano in the eye of the law right now?
In the eyes of the law, the Emir of Kano is Aminu Ado Bayero, because the law, portion to which Emir Sanusi was appointed, has been put in abeyance by the Federal High Court. The court says yesterday, all actions taken pursuant to the 2024 law, one of which is the appointment of Emir Sanusi, have been set aside. The court has clearly said that. That's order number 1 given yesterday. And even before that,
all right, my apologies. I'm trying to crunch in as much. My sincere apologies, sir.
Sorry for that, the quality of that video, by the way. And Seku, thank you very much, Jare, for coming to my defense there too. I think a lot of people do know, except those who have believed the lies for so long. That's actually one of the problems we are facing. It is not that people are not reformable. Okay? We can reform people. We can enlighten people. Listen to me. The major problem we have is that a lot of people have believed so many lies for so many years. It is actually part of what makes their being and their existence. So to tell them that what they have believed all their life is a lie, man, is going to be it has been a difficult one for so many people, because they always have reason to say no. But if people are able to just get reformatted, reconfigured,
to understand that many of the things you believe about Nigeria, many of them are lies. And they were not just lies that were just like innocent lies. They were orchestrated, well-plotted lies that they embedded in generations, including me. Now, I'm a rebel. People like you listen to Mayegun. You are considered as a rebel. You are considered as rebels. Oh, you said they listen to that boy. Oh, I think you are listening to Mayegun. It's like you are watching Mayegun, Abi. You better stop listening to that guy. We are the rebels. We are the ones we are those who are questioning everything and discovering all the lies. The more we discover, the angrier we become. We are still disorganized, unfortunately. Yeah, we are still disorganized. We haven't really made up that critical mass. But we will. We will. The curiosity of a lot of people these days have gotten them to ask more and more and more questions. And the more they ask questions and they are not getting answers, the more questions they are asking. But finally, they are discovering the problems, really. The majority of this problem won't be problems if all of us have rejected if all of us have somehow opted out of the social conditioning sort of that they have put us right from our childhood. It's all there. The fear and other stuff, you know? So a lot of us are already beating that. And there are many of us who are angry, but unable to channel that energy positively to turn things around. We will also get to that too. So there is a reason why they don't want you to know the history. Listen, you are hearing that of Kano now, Abi. In the next few days, you are going to hear that of Sokoto. I didn't know. You know that their Sultan of Sokoto, is the leader of all Muslims in Nigeria. Like if you are a Muslim, Emir of Sokoto is like your Pope. Do you know that? I'm sorry, I said Emir. Sultan of Sokoto. He's like your Pope. Okay, I don't want to stress it, all right? But there's a problem coming. The political class in Sokoto, I didn't know this before, that the Emir of Sokoto is so, why am I saying Emir of Sokoto? Sultan of Sokoto, Sultan. So their Sultan is so powerful that I don't know anywhere else. So it seems to be the only religious head and at the same time traditional ruler that can punish all other traditional rulers in Sokoto state. He can remove any other emirs or whatever from Sokoto. Yeah, it doesn't need any government approval or any government this. He can summon any of them. He can punish them. It's like an erujeje for real. I didn't know that. So the political class are going for them too. There is a bill being sponsored by the governor of Sokoto right now to take that power away from him. Why would he have such power? So you are going to hear you're going to hear the alarm soon. I just thought I should, bring you to, a quick update on that. The political class in Nigeria are running mad, and the supposed traditional rulers who were supposed to be the closest to their people, who then turned around to become the enemies of their people by backing the criminals that are denying their people security, denying them education, denying them access to health care, denying them to a better standard of living for real. Why they are parading the wealth they got from the criminal politicians and the lands of their people they are selling. You know, that's something. Once you become a king, you can easily become rich by just selling lands of your people. There are many of them. There is one called Emir of Iwo, the way that smoked banner one day, and he said, Iwo Yoruba Lando is no longer, it's no longer a traditional land in Yoruba land. Therefore, all the traditionalists, all the aborishas, all of them, oh yeah, I don't want to see them anymore in the palace. Oh, I swear. Person became king, supposedly through traditional means. A complete criminal. You know his story from Canada to Nigeria. Yeah? He is a king in Nigeria, and an abomination, so to say. But that's how much they have already desecrated that kind of institution in Nigeria. It is just an extension of the civil service in Nigeria. Therefore, you can no longer look at your king and say, we want our king to act. They don't burn your king where to say, we order any governor to come around when election is not coming. They lulu yourself a lot. Institution that has been so desecrated, ruined, and is turned against you. But you are still reading that our old history that spoke about our old fathers, ancestors. And then the Nollywood Yoruba that continues to show to you àwọn akíkanjú ogun alágbára ogun ọba oríṣiríṣi ọba tó. But you are watching these rogues desecrate that same stool. They are doing it right before you. If election no they come, they no burn your first class oba say in the angry call. He come order the governor. See me before 10 p.m. or else you will not be governor. You know that's not possible, right? So what is that delusion about them in the first place? Of having them in the first place or keeping them in the first place? Just like every other institution in Nigeria. It's all desecrated and ruined. And I mean, come on. So yes, I am looking forward to that of Sokoto very soon. Alarm go blow soon. But while we were coming back from Kano, and so we saw Athiefku's convoy pass. Who be that? They say Athiefku. When they go Daura, Daura do waiting. They won't go see Bokohari. You know, somehow there is an impression that the northern Nigeria, they are upset with Tinubu. There is this kind of belief. I don't know if you believe that too. Okay. So this is where the advice I gave from the beginning of this chart, right? I'm going to repeat it. Since I do not have that magical power to control you and, control your mind. I wish I have that kind of power so that I can save millions of you. Once you come across my video like this, just quickly take over your mind and the likes of the rotten criminal hawks or sharks or jackals, hyenas that are grouping again over your destiny inside that contraption won't be able to deceive you into joining them in validating whatever they are cooking. So Athiefku going to Bokohari, what the hell? What was that going to be? It's a great political move. Tinubu is going to be a one-term president. And therefore, Athiefku and Bokohari are going. Do you know, by the way, that Bokohari never wanted Tinubu? But because Bokohari, an incompetent mannequin, is not competent in anything. No. Those who popped Bokohari on, they popped him on because it worked for them. It gave them. Bokohari was like a master key to the Nigeria treasury. And they accessed it. They emptied it. All of Nafilam. Abi? So same thing around those who are around Tinubu too. Those ones are even worse, but we're coming back to that. Bokohari, except for his cows, and then tell him the Igbos are coming. Those two things will get him up and keep him up awake all night. That's Bokohari. Everything else, his cows include the Fulani terrorists too. That will keep him up. They have arrested the Fulani terrorist in Abeokuta. What? How dare them arrest my cow? Then Bokohari will be up all night. Anything else, you are on your own, and you all know that. They did everything. They sold the idea of Robert Stamp Lawan as his successor, and he bought it. They were popping him on, pushing him on. So when that didn't work, then it was like, maybe we should just use a Mefiole to stop him. Don't pretend that you didn't know all of this. So, in fact, some of you actually came out at the time and said, Bokohari only pretended that he didn't support Tinubu. I understand if that's your theory, okay? I don't want to make you, right, feel bad, okay? But the evidence available was that if Bokohari and his gang got their ways, Tinubu will be your president. I mean, you remember how they were begging him to come and attend Tinubu's rally too, right? Okay. So Emefiole, who is now the one that they have thrown under the bus, right? So Tinubu, by the time Bokohari and his gang would realize the type of Pablo Escobar that they were dealing with, it was too late. To the point that even Tinubu, I mean, Bokohari's wife, was also converted to join the Tinubu's gang. No joke. So Bokohari is a useless thing, generally. But somehow, and I've started seeing reactions like when you saw Peter Obi meeting Athiefku. And they were like, this combination is going to. So I've started seeing reactions too, especially the articulators, the articulated mugus, the articulated mofos, the articulated, somebody said, the articulated morons. They were everywhere, the SPV boys. Athiefku has met with Bokohari. Which Bokohari? Which one? The same one. Anyway, let's go there and check. In case if you haven't seen him in a while. Here is Athiefku and Bokohari. And they are cooking. They say cooking.
Please, pause. You should wait first. You should wait
Okay,
Oh, Tinubu should be shaking right now. I'm talking about the voluntary slaves from outside right now. They're like banting themselves. What's it they call him again? What's it they call Athiefku again? No. Waziri Atamagwa. 2027. Athiefku will be 83 years old in 2027. 83. And you see those who are in their 20s, 30s. But those who are in their 30s, no real life achievement, no real nothing. But somehow, they are clinging their hope on those guys. And I was seeing them everywhere. And that kind of just took me back. It kind of take me back to when Doyokugbe was also, right, a convicted criminal. You know, say Doyokugbe was convicted to 2 years for money laundering. And he was given an option of fine. Pay 13 million naira for stealing 6.7 billion naira. Yeah, Okugbe was kind of tried for stealing 6.7 billion. Then the court jailed him for 2 years when he was the chairman of Peter Obi's Presidential Campaign Council. Remember, that was why they quickly sacked him from there and removed him. And they put Oshuntokun to complete the task. Remember? Yeah, he's an ex-convict. But at the time, a lot of us who were seeing, they were like, you know, today a lot of people are so disappointed. But how could young people or any sane person somehow see through the rogues who have actually contributed to the destruction of Nigeria, thieves, suddenly become godly? And today, majority of the obedient, if they see Okupe one-on-one, it will be like that of Apampas and others. I'm coming back to that too. Yeah? Many of you remember this. By popular demand, though, one true emperor has been asking for this. Let's start with this one.
Today, by his grace, I am the Director General of the Obidients Campaign Organization. In that capacity, I have power and authority to run the affairs of this campaign. But today, publicly, I surrender all that power and authority to the God Almighty. Father, Lord, neither me, nor Peter Obi, nor Obidients, nor your children here gathered know where, how to get to where we want to get to. But you are the all-wise God. You are the omnipotent God. We are like but David before this Goliath. But we will, with your mercy and support, we shall conquer. This is our very first public gathering. You say if we acknowledge you in all our ways, whatever we want, you will do it. Father, this day, as the Director General, I act in office and capacity of that office. And I say, we give it all to you. Guide us. They deride us. They mock us. We are small in their eyes, but yet we are big in your hands. With you, we know we are going to win. Because we are not going to do it by our strength, by our money, or by our influence. Some of them, if they win, they will only acknowledge money because it's their money that will have given them the victory. Some of them, if they win, they will say it's because of their long standing in politics and the people they know and their leverage. But if we win, the whole world knows only you, God. Only you, God, could have done it. And we will give you the glory. Glory be to your name. For in the name of the Creator of heaven and earth, I have prayed.
Is God not so patient? That's what people will say. Like, oh my God, get patience. So, hi. If God be man, some of us will just disappear. Like, they don't go, you don't need to explain to anybody. They say, where is so person? Say, it don't disappear. It be like saying, don't vex God. Oh. Nigeria is a place where rogues and criminals are so good. They are very good at quoting the Bible, quoting the Quran, calling the name of God every now and then, because to me, they are actors. You see those criminals as leaders. I see them as actors. And they can play any role. They can adapt to any role just to get whatever they want to get. The same Dunyoku, when he was on the roll, had this to say about not just, somebody said they are all the same. You see, let me tell you something. Alabosi Oshini. We have, we know that nobody is a saint, so to say, but that doesn't mean that when you know that somebody is a thief, then you can say, everybody is the same. That's a lie. Okay? When you put Peter Obi, that same Peter, I don't care what you feel about him, and you are free to feel whatever you feel about him, okay? That's you. It's all right. But don't always think by repeating that it's going to make it true. You are an hypocrite. In Nigeria of today, one of the problems, among many problems facing the people, is the fiscal irresponsibilities, okay? Which has led to high corruption. And a lot of you, we just rant and get mad, complain, and sometimes even laugh at the crimes that these guys, financial crimes that these guys are committing. So if you put him down, and then you put Tinubu, and you put Athiefku, and at your own national level, right? Even at your different state level too, you cannot, in all honesty, and just say if you are not somehow you, because I know, let me say this so, because I know some of you love to live in denial. There are many of you that normal, your hatred for the Igbos is hidden and camouflaged behind what you call, I am only criticizing him, is this or that. Majority of you's position that is not backed with anything, right? Majority of your positions are majorly, right, because he is Igbo. And you may deny it too, because some of you does deny, because if you are saying they are all the same, okay, please tell us how much of what do you call it? How much of financial mismanagement that is recorded in Anambra where he was governor, right? And then how much was it recorded when when Tinubu as your governor even up till now, right? And Athiefku as your former vice president on record, not your beer parlor. He's like, maybe he's just good at hiding it, right? So it is. I don't know what to say to you, right? A lot of you say that all the time. They are all the same. They are all the same. They are not the same. And no matter how many times you repeat that, that will make that happen. You can't make anything stick if you have to struggle to find one. Like, I don't know how many people are actually working day and night to try to find something that is substantial to say, oh, so what makes them the same? Oh, he's greedy like them. Okay, how? That he's also drawing pension from Anambra, is it? So they are not the same. Or if to you, with whatever mind you have, you call them the same, that's fine, all right? He's a politician. You can say all that you want about him, but that won't make it right. You have the criminals who are loading you every now and then. But you know something, right? You are not even as mad at them the way you are mad whenever you hear the name Obi. There are some of you like that. You get so angry. So what are you angry at, Gogo? Is it that because there are people who are saying he is not corrupt and you are defending criminals, and because of that, every time you hear the name, you just feel like, that won't make it right. It won't. I can sit down here and give you 1,001 reason why Athiefku is a criminal. Tinubu is a criminal, and you will not dispute any of them. But I would love you to kind of come around and just say, oh yeah, here is a financial crime he committed, and yeah, put it forward. But he's a politician, you probably should. And I said this before, I said, everyone who has something to say about Peter Obi, the people who actually have much that they can say should be those who are from Anambra State, the people that experienced him, the people that hated him, the people that loved him, and whatever it is. They are those who can come and say, you don't know him. I say, okay, tell me about him. But anyway, here is what Donyoku had to say at the time. I mean, it would look real, it looked genuine, but it wasn't genuine. Today, if the Obidients catch this man,
I'm not talking about people who became governors and left and stole money and they are big men. No. 25 years ago, where were they? 15 years ago, where were they? What were they? That is in the area of personal business. This gentleman, at a very young age of 39, perhaps the youngest in the history of Nigeria, was made the chairman of a bank, Fidelity Bank, in this country. When a man has run a personal business successfully, has been made to run not just one bank, 2 banks, and he has run them successfully, has been head of SEC and ran it successfully. Let us list the names. My point today, because I'm seeing a lot of young people here, say no to mediocrity. There lies the success in your destiny. If they rubbish Peter today, you have no future tomorrow. For as long as we allow mediocrity to prevail and to pretend over integrity, honor, and expertise, we'll be destroying the future of these young people who sit here. God forbid. That is the second phase. He has about 7 phases, but I will limit myself to 3. The third one, he's asking me to sit down. I'm not sitting down. These people deserve to know, so that when they say, what's wrong with you? Who is this Peter? You can tell them who Peter is. If they have, when you go out with a masquerade, and people are saying you're making too much younger, I say, wait, let's see your own. Let them bring their own masquerade. In public life, he has demonstrated exemplary performance and unprecedented achievements. I'm telling you, Mr. Chairman, sir, I'm passionate because I see many young people here. I don't talk like this. I don't talk like this. But here lies the future of our country. They must get, things have gotten so bad that our people no longer know what is right or what is wrong. Even me, sometimes I'm confused. I don't understand the game. But let us go back to basics. Good family, good background, good education, good profession, success in business, acumen, integrity, honor, uprightness. Those are the things that make a nation. Not because I've been there, I've been doing this thing for a long time. That is not it. You have been doing it for a long time. Where has it carried us?
So imagine then all of that was just, it was playing the role of a mole. So it was out there just about 2 weeks ago or so. And that same man that you just listened to, who was there, lying to young people, deceiving them in that regard, like, I won't say deceive, misleading them, making them believe that they were actually the future, and whatever they are embarking on at the time, it was a fight that the older guys are behind them. Sure. Forward that now to last week.
I'm not giving them a chance. I'm giving them more than a chance.
But you did not agree. You did not think that Bola Tinubu can do it.
No, that's not true.
You pitch your camp.
No, that's not true.
You pitch your tent with Peter Obi.
Sheon, that's not true. I was in PDP, right? Mm-hmm. And I also wanted to run for president. Mm-hmm. On the 20th, I will remember my tweet. On the 21st of March in 2022, I was an aspirant for presidential election under PDP. I said that if Bola Tinubu wins the primary for APC, I said categorically that he would do well. I knew he would do well. You know, I mean, he has come into government at a very difficult time. I don't know why he decided to come at this time. This is a very bad time for anybody to come and administer this administration.
But you campaigned for Peter Obi.
I did. Because
you think that Peter Obi wouldn't have done better, or Atiku Abubakar would have done better?
Let me tell you, of all the people that actually ran for president in 2023, you know, by benefit of hindsight, Bola Tinubu is the best.
Even the Peter Obi you worked for.
I'm telling you that from the benefit of the hindsight, you know, I've seen Peter Obi, you know, I've been with Atiku Abubakar. I also knew, many people are not aware, I knew Bola Tinubu so many years ago. You know, we have interacted. I've not seen him in the last 7, 8 years or whatever. That's not the point. But in terms of capacity, capability, and, you know, commitment and knowledge, you know, people keep underestimating what he did in Lagos. What he did in Lagos was a wonderful job. I went and I met and I sat with him, you know, for 3 hours, and he took me through what they were doing and what they will do. And I was, you know, even though I was in NRC or so at that time, I was impressed. I was heavily impressed. So, you know, I think that if this country will give this gentleman some time, you know, like I heard Body George talk this morning, you know, and that's the truth. You know, you cannot judge this administration only, you know, just after 1 year in office. And even it's not even 1 year.
See? So when they ask you, why do you not have respect for some old hag like that? Just tell them, is this a good example? Is this an example of a good elder? Like, would you be proud of an older man that speaks from both sides of his mouth, who was standing before thousands of young men and women, telling them that it is this, it was that, only then to turn around, even in at the time when the situation of the country has become even worsened. Anyway, don't die in their war. They are cooking again. And as you must know, whatever you are facing in Nigeria right now, economically, it is not going anywhere. This is just the beginning. In, you know, that is in Bokohari's voice.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning. Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
Pastor, Pastor, our mojo sticker ló show wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dira o, ìpápá ìdàrúrin. Jẹ́ ká wà ní Bible tó ń jẹ. Kò jẹ́ pé sàgbé tàbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòyí àárín. Mo mọ̀ yín pé wà nínú Bible pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí ló lò. Ìwọ má dira, ayé bàjẹ́.
Ayé bàjẹ́ nìyẹn. But we are going to leave Nigeria for a moment, okay? And I'm going to take you to Kenya. You know what they are doing in Kenya today? They've taken their protests to churches all over Kenya, including the place that their president was also to worship. So many lawmakers who voted yes, they have been hunted down at different churches, at different forums and all that across their country. It is taking a very, very deeper, you know, wave. Now it's kind of turning to a deeper wave now, or a stronger one. Now they are all angling for Thursday, I think. That's the day they will believe that Ruto will try to want to sign that controversial financial bill 2024 into law. Now today in Kenya, right, a young man, well, outside the supposed where Ruto was worshiping today, their president, okay? They sent soldiers, they sent military, police, and all of them to that church, to that location first. Despite that, the Gen Z, they are called, they still showed up. It's really going down. In other churches where, well, in another church, right? Some of them made it to the altar by riding the audience. I mean, they're having their family basilica. I think that's something of Methodist or Catholic, is that right? They made it into the church. Take the protest inside the church. Why are you here praying to God to help you when you can actually help yourselves? Don't just sit there and pray. Stand up and fight. I love it. Let me show you.
Let's give him a round of applause for expressing himself.
See? And in another church, to give, because everybody knows now in Kenya, Gen Z this, Gen Z that, everywhere now. So they announced that they were coming to, since all, majority of them go to church. Maybe not majority, I mean, like a lot of people go to church in Kenya, right? It's a population of, I think, between 53 to 55 million population. That's the total population of Kenya, okay? So a sizable number of them go to church. And they announced it on social media yesterday that everyone should be in the church today, everyone. And you should come on to see if you are going to meet any of the MPs. They voted yes. We are taking the protest to the church. So the church prayed for them like this.
And let us remember to pray for this generation, the Gen Z, you know them. They are our sons and daughters, aren't they? Yes, we pray for them. Let us pray that God, the Holy Spirit, and also Mother Mary may help us to listen to what they are saying. Are they saying something? Yes. Yes, they are saying something. They are telling us something. And maybe nobody else would tell us. For us, maybe we are not courageous enough, or maybe we have no energy. For them, they have a lot of energy. And so, we would like to pray for them. As I say, they are our children, they are our sons and daughters. We only pray that they will be well guided. That the Holy Spirit will also guide them, because they are also Christians, I believe, many of them. May the Holy Spirit guide them. And we pray for our government, not to react to them, but to respond. There's a big difference between reacting and responding. Let us pray that all of us, we are parents, government especially, and all of us, let us respond. Let us not overreact just because maybe we have the power. they also have their own power. And I think you realize the Kenyan population, over 75% are in that generation. So let us not underestimate their power. Let us not. If we are wise enough, if the government was wise enough, we will know that there is an issue here to be addressed. So we pray for them. And we pray that let them not be involved in any violence or anything that is contrary to our faith. But let them continue reminding us about the social injustices, corruption in our country. Because that is what is happening.
You see there? They were there. And where they were acknowledged and respected, they were very orderly, peaceful. But wherever they see their own politicians, you need to see what their politicians are saying about them. They are calling them terrorists. They are accusing them of treason. They are hunting some of them down. Some of them are in hiding. Some of them have been, illegally detained. Like it is chaos. But the D-Day is yet to come, according to them. And there are those who are also using social media to wear them out by spreading fear, threatening them. You can't win government. Nobody can defeat government. You are the government. And you can defeat any group of people that decided to abuse that sovereignty you give to them. Since if you don't have that sovereignty anymore, if you don't have that control over that anymore, indeed, you are no longer citizens. You are slaves. So, you have to keep pushing it and say you want that. You own that power. They don't. And the bottom line is that they are amending that same finance bill in Kenya right now. They put taxes on some basic things that people actually have to probably just wait and die. On food, basic food, bread, milk, sugar, salt, soap. They were putting for over 40%, 30% taxes on them. While just like Nigeria, Baba, they are budgeting 1 billion shillings, Kenyan shillings, 1 billion for furniture, state house furniture, 10 billion shillings to buy cars. Honestly, it's like Nigeria. And their country that rejected GMO. Now the GMO seed has flooded Kenya right now. Just like Nigeria. I actually thought, Bill Gates is bringing GMO to Nigeria. But GMO to Nigeria already. Like they actually have institutes that Bill Gates Foundation funds in Nigeria. They are like Bill Gates Foundation funded institutes in Nigeria that are already producing different species of GMO seed in Nigeria. They will soon bring you the GMO pigs, the GMO chicken. You'll be cooking food and they are already telling us that, no, it's not that bad. In fact, from the space of Nigeria and few other African platforms, right? There are people already. It's like a coordinated one. I don't know. They are doing everything to explain to us that it is not that bad. That what happened is that, they have taught us the technology. What Africans need to just do is to be very careful of what kind of content they put into that gene of that seed. There's nothing to worry about. I have started seeing pictures, videos of a GMO, GMO corn or maize planted on dry land, green as they are green like they are plastic. Their leaves are so green, so fresh, like the artificial flowers in your flower vase. Yeah, that's GMO. Baba, they don't enter everywhere. They are now saying that, but what happened is that it is not that bad. It's not even bad. Okay? What happened is they have to put together in the lab. Okay? They'll say, okay, protein, calorie, protein, this and that. They shall put some inside the seed and give you to go and plant. Worms can't eat them. Okay?
ants or insects can't even eat or touch the flowers, touch their stem, and they bring out more yield. And they are telling people that, listen, this is not going to America to buy. They are already doing it in Nigeria. So ignore this panic. But guess what? They are ignoring that part of the environmental degradation, the environmental ruin, the soil destruction that comes with this technology. One thing means everywhere. Everywhere. Hey. Man, well, that is that. But I don't think the Fulani cows will be able to touch GMO corn like the normal one. Take a look at the destruction they've done to this man's farm. Just the typical, another weekend of Fulani terrorists' wickedness. Another weekend of wickedness. God damn it, man. Take a look.
Ndị be anyị ekelekwe m ụnụ. Unu lee anya, ụnụ afụ ife anyị na-ahụ n'ugbo n'ụtụtụ a. Unu lee anya, ụnụ afụ ka o si dị ka agụgụ ọka before. Ọka anụ a bụ ọka aka na-epupụta epupụta. Ọka anụ a bụ ọka 1 month and 1 week. Ka ọka anụ a bụ. Anyị bịasịrị ugbo ebe anụ nyaa tiesi akpụ were naba. Lee na ife anyị na-afụ n'ụtụtụ a ka ndị Fulani ndị na-achịgharị efi nsi wee kporo efi ha bịa kporo anyị n'ugbo n'abalị. Ewere sụzie ugbo ahụ ka asụrụ akwụ. Unu legharị anya, unu afụ ihe anụwa bụ ugbo akọrọ n'ime 8+, which is about 16 chains. If ugbo anụwa bụ 16 chains ka ọ dị. Lee na ife ka ndị Fulani si wee bịa dị nsụọla anyị ugbo a ka akwụ. Sụọ ya ka asụrụ field. Lee saizi ọka dịbụ ya adị. Unu lee anya, unu afụ ndị nke ha atafọdụ. Unu lee anya, unu afụ ndị nke atafọdụ. Ka saizi ya ha. Ọka anụwa bụ ọka ị ga-eme ịrapụ ya in the next 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks, na ọka anụwa ga-ama ajata. Na ọka anụwa ga-eti ebe ogbe na-arụ. Mana lee na ife ndị Fulani ndị na-achịgharị efi, leenụ ka ha si were mee ya bụ ọka. Taa ya na-enweghị nke atafọdụ n'ime ya. Ha tara ọka na-enweghị nke atafọdụ. Leenụ ndị nke ha atafọdụ, leenụ ka saizi ya ara. Ike onye na-akọ ugbo n'ụka ka ha jidere kịta na-adị ntipịa ya. Lee ka ndị nke ha atafọdụ, lee ka saizi ha na-agbanyeghị na ndị enu abụsịkwa ndị obere ndị ya. Mana lezienụ ka ugbo ahụ dị na ka unu fụ ka ha si wee mee ya bụ ugbo. Na atara ya taa ya nke na-enweghị nke atafọdụ. Legodu nke a na-eleni anya ka ọ dị. Na-eleni anya. Emesịa asị efi ha na-achịgharị. Lee na ife ha na-eme akụ ọ na-emebi na akụ ibe ya biko nụ. Lesi ụkwụ ha n'ala. Lesi ụkwụ efi ahụ. Leenụ ka esi kpụrụ igwe efi gbiri mmadụ n'ugbo ya. Lee na ihe ha mere ya bụ ugbo. Leenụ ka esi sụọ ugbo anụ a sụọ ya ka asụrụ field. Sụọ ya ka asụrụ field. Leenụ ya ka ha siri sụ ugbo mmadụ, afụfụ mmadụ tara ata. Legodu na ya. Ọ bụkwa sọnsọ ebe a. N'azụ ụlọ okịta na-adị ebe a. Enwekwara nke ha tara ebe a. Ego nwaanyị mmadụ nata ndị lapo were gbuo ugbo 380,000 naira n'ihe ọ natara ndị lapo were gbuo ugbo. O gbusigo ugbo a mgbe ọ ga-eji eri uru ugbo a. Lee na ihe ndị Fulani mere ugbo mmadụ. Lee na ihe Fulani na-achị efi mere ugbo mmadụ. Ha tara ya fuo ya rima n'ukwu. Unu fụsịrị ya. Ha tasịrị ya dị fuo ya ma n'ukwu. Orianụ mmadụ ya tụọ onwe ya mbụ. O ruzie echi afọ ha kpụrụ mmọchụgharịba ha asụ na o mekwe. Onye ka emebidiri ife ya obi adị ya mma. Ife nji emere unu vidiyo nụ atata bụ ka onye ọbụla mata. Lee na ya afụfụ mmadụ tara ata. Afụfụ mmadụ tara ata bụ ihe. Legodu ugbo mmadụ o jiri nnukwu ego were ọrụ.
legodu n'anya n'ugbo mmadụ ka Fulani siri bịa wakpo ya overnight dị nta anya na-atafọdụ ihe otu mkpụrụ legodu n'anya biko nụ ndị be anyị orianụ mmadụ ya tụkwa onwe ya mbụ legodu n'anya ugbo mmadụ kwa unu ka esi sụ ya akwụ ọ dị ka ọka anọwa ọmịgo ogbe.
Well, that's someone who is able to make a video of the destruction of his farm, 8 plots of farm. You've seen that, and then I just wanted him to complete his rant. It's a longer video, but yeah, you probably heard enough. Destroy their farms, and that is the reason why Nigeria is facing hunger. Nigeria is going to face famine. Nigeria is going to face serious starvation. And the food inflation crisis in Nigeria will continue to rise. Because every time you say, because there are some of you, right? There are some of you. Maybe say, I don't even know, maybe now they worry you. Here you get. Like in your own comfort zone, it's so convenient to point fingers and say, you know what, our people are just too lazy. They don't want to farm anymore. The way they call people lazy, you don't get farm. But since you have money to buy food, produced by people like that, who are being kicked off their farms in their tens of thousands. If you go to northern Nigeria and you see the attack on these farms and the farmers, where you hear that 70 people killed, most of them will be farmers. Over 100 farmers beheaded in Borno. These other farmers beheaded there. The farmers killed there. Farmers killed there. Their farms attacked and destroyed. But somehow, some of you still think that, you see, our people are just so lazy sometimes. Instead of them to go back, there is land everywhere. Instead of you to go back and plant. It's giving the vibe of you giving excuses for the criminals, okay? And then blaming the victims and say, why don't you go back to farm? Well, those who have gone back to farms, for those who have lived to tell their stories, that's part of their stories. And that is why food will continue to be very expensive in Nigeria, not because there are no lands. It's because their Fulani terrorists will continue to destroy those farms intentionally. Then maybe you can plant a GMO on them to make the entire land finally useless for centuries to come. Imagine your own children won't be able to farm except they have to go and buy the chemical seed, because it is the world we are living in now, isn't it? So, I don't know. I've seen this video. Somebody said I should share this video, but you would have to pray for me. I checked to see the original source. I didn't get the original source, so I would have given them their credits, right? But for educational purposes, right, it is not just seed that they are giving you to plant, to get corn, to get maize, to get maize, to plant, to get a watermelon, bananas. Yes, they have seed for everything. But they have seed. Okay, that one is not seed. I don't know, Sha. They have this thing they have made. They call the GMO chicken. Have you seen one? Or have you seen GMO pigs? Yeah, this that you're about to watch. They were not naturally hatched like normal way that, chicken will lay egg and then they will hatch the egg and then you have the chicks come out. These ones are lab-created chicken. And because of the way they mix the gene together, the chicken grew up without feathers, and they are called the GMO chicken. For your views only.
Boilers. If Tinubu wins, all of you are going into John. That is God has spoken. Just let it go live. Let it go live as spoken. Just we have said it. Let me say in English so that the world understands. Okay, sir.
If Nigerians vote for APC, Nigeria will sink. We will in poverty And the economy will be in shambles. If the government of APC continues, Nigeria will suffer extraordinary. I'm not in support of anybody. As a matter of fact, I don't vote. And I will never vote. I am telling you that we have never seen hardship before. Then this is when we now experience more hardship. We will be sick, the economy will be sick. I'm not saying anybody should like me. If I bring a letter to you tomorrow, if I bring an appeal phone to you, don't give it to me. But that is what the Lord have said. And I stand, and that's why I make the pronouncement. This is a prophecy.
It's not much more than that.
So now people won't even have an idea of what they are putting into their system. Since yesterday, was it yesterday, 2 days ago, or 2 nights ago, Princess Balogun came here and she was like, don't you know that all the seedless fruit that you have is GMO or mad? In the mean way they chop grapes, seedless and all of that. I had to go back into my research again, like, everybody want that GMO in the UK. So normally it is expected that whatever they are making with all of these things, whether not the fruit, whether not the chicken, whether not the beef, by law in the UK, they must write it boldly on the pack and tell you this is a GMO. So when you go to the store in the UK, don't think all that beef that you are picking, all those things you are picking up, right? They are just like normal. So right here in the UK, we have shops that actually really sell GMOs. Indeed. But they have to state it like this is GM or something like a BE. Something like that. They have to put that sign on that pack. So it's your choice now to pick it and say, I want it or not. Waitrose is one of them. So I shop in Asda and Tesco. So they actually have to boldly say no. Any of our range products, we do not sell any GMO products, right? But, we do not sell them in our range, right? But there are our suppliers. We have also told all those who are supplying stuffs to our store, they should supply us stuff that has no GMO. So definitely, there is a system here I can trust and believe that what I'm putting in my system is not. But can you say same in Nigeria? Like how many people are even aware? I know this is for us, all of us to be aware wherever you live. This applies to you. Okay? These countries will let you plant GMO on any part of their soil, not in the UK and so many other countries like that. But where they were allowed to plant them or experiment all this, right? They are totally controlled. And the citizens are supposed to be aware. But you have a call APC. Sorry can be your case. All of you where they go Nigeria, where they chop amala, where they chop chicken, where they chop all of that. Be very, very careful. That your sweet corn. I love sweet corn. But when Princess says something about that, oh, you mean sweet corn is also GMO? Come on. They said, well, not all of them, but they can be. Check. Okay, this is not GMO. It did lie to me. You know, say I can actually become a multimillionaire by saying they lied to me. I don't want GMO. Just saying. Or you have the APC in charge. And when that man said, he knows what he's saying. 2 days ago in Abeokuta, look at this guy struggling. Yeah. Meanwhile, somewhere in Anambra, Soludo is celebrating what they call the state with the most transparent fiscal. I don't know, like it. Okay, maybe you would understand. He's telling the market women here. Let me show you. Yes, they said that fiscal transparency, which means that Soludo, as governor of Anambra, out of the 36 state governors in Nigeria, is the only state where you can access their book, their financial book, how much they are making and how much they are spending, and how they are spending that without any stress. And he went on to meet the market men and women, which all look so happy. Is their governor. So that is that. Now, I'm thinking of taking calls on Sunday sermon. I never really take calls on Sunday sermons, right? But because I was not here last night, so maybe we should try it today. So if you are still going to be here, right? You could pick up that phone and call in and then add your own voice to this, or your views. I will be back.
Nigeria, we are hungry. No food, no light, no water. Replace us, there is no. We can't even buy rice. See our children hungry. No food, no light, no water. Replace water. Replace us, there
Hello there.
Hello, Mayego, I greet you.
I greet you too, Baba. How are you?
Happy Sunday, Baba.
Say that again. Oh, happy Sunday to you too.
I said happy Sunday.
Same to you, Baba. Same to you. How you doing?
Yeah, Mayego, well done. We thank God.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mayego, the thing don't work, so.
Tell me about it.
It's like, say, because Nigeria now, the hunger we did here now, people, they cut here, this 2 bags of yam.
I saw that too. 500 naira for 4 pieces.
Yeah, you know, say this water now, water will be say, where person, they even boil. You know, say that they put water for nylon now, they all for street.
Don't say that like ice water or what?
Yes, like that. No, you know, normally pure water, they want pure water, but now normal water for this normal water, even though now they put time for nylon, they all can.
For drink or for waiting?
For drinking.
And the whole thing never starts to. Sure you get. And people are trying to still adjust and adjust and adjust. But I do not know for how long the old thing is going to hold.
There was one enter street. That one where they do for K and a church play. Nigeria own very soon they will just enter street because the thing you know they tried everybody they help each other say how long.
Somebody tell me say even those where they help people, some of them self don't they turn poor now. I said that's what will happen.
Yeah.
You know, that is what will happen if more people are becoming poorer in their economy. You see, those of you who are still well to do, you will be sparing some, like those of you who have something to spare. But it's going to get to a stage that you won't even have anything to spare. Then you too would have nothing anymore. It's already happening, man.
It's happening already. It's happening now. Not only yam, plantain also the same thing. Plantain, like now, when you see plantain before it's boiled, if you want to boil it, that's when you see roasted plantain, where they will maybe sometimes cut it or something like that. But now in markets, they are cutting plantain. That means this thing is just getting to a level that
in my life.
Yeah, now for water, normally before it's pure water, but now pure water is I think it's about 2,000 naira now. They can't afford it now. This pure water in nylon, tie it small. They are selling it 500, 1,000 naira. Just water.
And they are talking about cholera outbreak.
Those one now just this cholera outbreak where they talk now. People will be say for news, people will get money, big men, and then they hear that one. The people where they think they really attack gone. They don't even know what to be cholera outbreak. They don't know.
That's what Yoruba will call Orobuku and with laughter. They see that sad news with laughter. When you have no idea, when you get money, you go get diagnosis. I mean, you go hospital, they go diagnose you. Sometimes when you don't know, they worry you.
When you don't get money, you don't know all those things. They don't even know what to be diagnosis or there may be malaria or those things. People where they think they really the most vulnerable, where they think they afford, where they now village those people then they. Not be all those ones where they talk say for Lagos, say cholera, death, gutter, this, that. Those ones are still first class level. The people that are really feeling the something, go where be something, they somewhere where they don't even see sometimes. Okay, rainy season now, they talk, they get some water. For dry season, those people then now water will be safe for this not be even river self, this some kind of water we go take some, not be really river, I go just take somewhere now they don't manage the water, they get water.
Something like
Yes. Now there, then you know, see this Idris video, this new music something. No one single, no. Now the real reality of Nigeria. Now you just talk.
And yet people see that their houses.
That's it.
So many
I
of
think
them,
the title of the
then they the business centers right now. They pray, say, may God can't change their situation. This week, I want to see you, God. I want to see your hand in my life.
God not they change anything. Christ Embassy catch fire today. If you ask Christ Embassy now, one of them will they catch fire. That one now fire enter that one. Christ Embassy enter fire. They before
Yeah, this is now Holy Ghost fire called show itself on top of the building, but this is not real fire. I say, well, that's a
now real fire now. The next week Sunday now, this Canaan land. This is a Canaan land. We go there. Fire goes to enter there. You get one video where those kids they make. There's Holy Ghost fire come and burn them. Now so before them now they go yes say they are so rock. Before people go enter streets.
Yeah. And the fire can literally doesn't mean like a real fire. Fire could consume everywhere. All these places where they have been encouraging the establishment to keep up, right? So there is fire.
Yeah,
there is fire on the mountain. Then
there's fire in the land. Not everywhere. Fire just everywhere.
Thank you so much, Baba. Let me take another one.
Yeah.
Have a good Sunday.
You're welcome.
Nice one.
Yeah, bye-bye. Yeah.
So, well, that's a sort of a literary expression there. It's not always going to be the physical fire, okay? There's fire everywhere anyway. But somehow they are doing their best to see that they could possibly tame it. But you can't cover fire. You have to extinguish it. But before you can extinguish the fire, you need to find the source of the fire first. What is going to ignite it? Something is going to ignite that fire, of course, but not like the physical one. I don't like that. Hello.
Hi, Uncle Michael. It's Atiku.
How are you this morning or afternoon, rather? How are you?
Oh, I'm always happy to hear from you.
It's great to hear from you too. So, how's your weekend?
Thanks. It's good. The sun is out. Did you enjoy the sun in Glasgow?
We do have one night right now, but it doesn't mean that it's warm. It's
oh, really?
It's cold.
Oh, no. It's really hot in London.
Lucky you. Enjoy it while it lasts.
We deserve it. It's been so cold this winter. We deserve the sun.
The whole summer thing as well is becoming like a scandal, right? We're supposed to be more through, but no, we all know it doesn't just warm. Keep warm.
And that's why we need Nigeria to work so we can go back. Because
good one. Okay.
Okay, so I've got 3 points. I'll be very quick. Hello to everybody in the chat group. So the cholera story, that's just propaganda. Because they said only 25 people have died. Every day in Lagos, 1,000 people die because of what's that? It's gone out of my mind. Malaria.
Oh, malaria.
1,000 people die every day in Lagos because of malaria. 1,000 people die every day in Lagos because of malaria, and I believe it's 50% are children under the age of 10. So the cholera story is to confuse everybody, and it's also a way they can get more donations from the UN.
Right.
Okay? So when you see these statements, a lot of it is just propaganda to distract us from the reality of poverty. Number 2, this is more of an empowerment statement. If you live in Nigeria, you can grow your own food at a small scale. The economy is not going to get better. And the reason why I say that, like I said before, Uncle Mayaku, people are cashing out. So it's companies that own a lot of this farmland. It is companies that own the food industry. It's not the government. So these companies are happy that food prices are high. A lot of their products have been made a year ago and are sitting in storage. So the profits for them They love it. So anyone that's in Nigeria at the moment, you have to have a plan. This is what I will say. You can grow food if you live in an apartment and you have a spare room. There are a couple of things that you can grow indoors, which will grow in 3 months. So sweet potatoes, onions, peppers. Now, if you have family who have a house, a lot of us have family houses, right? Which have some land at the back. Use that land. Use it. Because if you keep waiting for Nigeria, Nigeria will happen to you. So the earlier you can start to do something with what you have, the better. My grandma's house, she said that she never used to go to the supermarket. My grandma said that they used to all have, you know, a little, a mini little farm. Not a big farm, just like one, you know, half an acre. And she said her and her neighbors used to just share food. So capitalism has affected Nigerian culture. It wasn't our culture to go to the supermarket. That's a capitalistic, you know, narrative that they've brought into the city. So I think it's also an opportunity for us to say, okay, what can I do effectively so that by the time it comes to October, you're not waiting for the Nigerian government.
Right. Aduke, you there?
Yes. Yes, so those are my thoughts.
I love that. But you know what I was actually looking at? I was kind of feeling like you're going to say, for the time being, a temporary solution will be everybody to have that culture of trying to grow something that can sustain a country. Aduke?
It has before.
Oh,
it can't sustain us. But I'm saying this.
Let me tell you what lasted us or sustained us that long, right? That
Go ahead, Uncle.
small old farms, right? They were not the stuff that sustained us. You see, the people that were not, you see, those who were engaging in that small portion of small old farm, they call it, right?
Yeah.
They were mostly people who had other means, other jobs, you know, like, you know, they've got stuff they are doing, right?
Yeah.
And this is just them having their own natural, like normal. You see, there were those who have other bigger plots than that, who also kind of supply the village community markets.
Exactly.
From their own small farms too. Now,
exactly.
You see, this combination of all of this were actually what sustained us. You know what is missing, right? The people that people that used to have something to do, right? And they have the alternative of a small old farm in the back, the backyard, right?
Yeah.
So they just grow their choice stuff, but it's still their jobs. Now, the economy has ruined all of that for them, okay? To the point that some of them actually have nothing anymore. Now, they can't grow choice food for a longer time if the criminals who push them there are still running things, because that's not going to last them long. The other part will grow stuff from the, outside the houses and all that, or the backyard. I'm talking about other smaller farms in the community, right?
Yeah.
Most of them are no longer there.
A lot of them are, though. I totally understand, Uncle Michael. I think everything you said is correct. I think my perspective is short-term goals and long-term goals.
Something else should be done for the longer term, or else.
But Nigeria's not going to save you longer term. Tinubu wants the economy to go down, because the more issues we have, the more money they can steal.
It seems like we can't really win, but there is a very great point in your point, though, right? Okay, the whole thing is rigged against us.
Yeah, they can't win.
They're going to win. Why don't you just do something that you are not losing it all at all, right?
You have to, because Nigerians are not going to come out and fight for you. They're not going to come out. There's not enough education. There's not enough insight. They're not going to, even if they come out, they'll come out for 2 days. And Tinubu would say, okay, we're going to give you sacks of gari and sacks of rice. Do you understand? So
we'll begin to say, well, I said he will give us this. Let's give him time.
This is it. Unless somebody wants to bomb Tinubu's plane and assassinate him, that's the only thing that can help.
It's not a solution. It's going to even make it even worse. You know who's going to be in charge? Shit, man. You know what people tell us about him, right? You know what they tell us about him? None of us want to experience Shitty Man as your president. Like, none of you. I was like, why?
I say, have you seen a state where the governor was actually known, right, to be issuing demolition notices to churches? I was so obvious. Like, how come people didn't say that then? They said, well, they said it. It was Muslim ticket, so the Muslims loves it. So imagine him becoming their president, man. See, sometimes it's like people, you know, my own solution, Aduke, right? My own solution is this, right? My solution is, if they want to do anything at all to save themselves, if Nigerians want to do anything to save themselves at all, the system that produced Tinubu, right, will continue to produce the likes of Tinubu till eternity. And we will continue to complain, okay, lament, and until we grow old. And you, Aduke, you won't speak this faster anymore. You'll be like a, you know, your old woman in your 70s, and I will be probably in my, or maybe in your 60s, then I'll be like this old woman, and then I'll be like that, right? So then we will no longer have this strength. The only solution is whenever we want to, if we want to fix this, right? Everyone who is objected to this existing establishment, don't look at a Tinubu, don't look at a shitty man. There are worse Tinubu, there are worse shitty man who are already on the queue. They will take their turn. The system will let them. No amount of grammar, no amount of we do. They will. So why not just destroy the entire system that is producing them? And then problem solved.
But we can't destroy the system, Uncle Michael. Wait, because there's no education. Education comes from change. To change is to be educated. To be educated is to be influenced. To be influenced is to have knowledge. That's why Kenya is able to do this. Kenya is one of the most educated countries. From the age of, they have one of the best secondary schools from age of 12 to 16. One of the best in West Africa. Nigeria, we don't have the education. So we have a generations of just followers. It's very different. And it's so sad because you're just like, we have the power but no education. You know? And like one of the before I go, sorry, Uncle Mario, one of the callers had called a couple of months ago and he had said that if the army is the only way that change could happen. And I actually believe them because the army has the weapons. Nigerians do not want to die. That's not part of our culture. We're a Jaye culture. We don't want to die. And somebody has to die.
But we don't want to die.
But we don't want to die.
We are dying. And in much pains. Like, could you even imagine the pain in the heart of a mother, okay, who rushed her daughter to the emergency room, and she was told to go and bring 50,000 naira, and then she breaks down because he would never get 50,000 naira, and she's going to lose her daughter. And indeed, the daughter died. Imagine such pain that such mother is carrying about, blaming herself that she's a failure, that she couldn't even afford 50,000 to save her daughter's life. And like you said, go on.
Yeah. Who imposed that pain though, Uncle Mayagu? Was it not her fellow Nigerian? The fact that fellow Nigerian said no to her. So you're the person that looks like you is the one implementing the pain. So why would I now want to help the person that looks like me? We're really a community of hatred. We're not really a community. It's too complex. And the other question I have is, what's happened to Nigerian mothers? Tinubu, all these people, they have mothers. Who raised these people?
Ooh, Aduke, God bless you. When I was being gaslighted, I was being gaslighted. You lack home training. Don't you have elders at home? Don't you have respect? I'm like, no. If we have any elders behaving like these guys, like thieves, right? Irresponsible people who never take responsibility for anything, we will know them in that family. They will say, so you get. So who raised these guys who are looting money? Who raised these guys who grew up? Most of them grew up poor.
Nigerian women need to be accountable. Nigerian women raised them because Nigerian fathers were not in the house. So our Nigerian mama, Ewa Soro, because you are the ones that have raised all these thieves.
All these lawbreakers, all these money launderers, human traffickers.
Yes, you're all the ones who raised them. Who raised the people that own the banks? Their mothers are still alive. Isn't that, what's that guy's name? Tedola? The one that did.
Oh, he celebrates his mom so much, yeah.
Yes. Why did she? What about her sitting there when her son is a thief?
The other day I saw Yari taking his mom to Mecca, very old woman, right? This was the former governor of Zamfara. I'm talking about a guy accused of stealing over 150 billion naira Zamfara money, right? He's involved in illegal mining, gold smuggling, right? Well, he's a senator. He was supposed to be the one deciding like Apampas there as Senate president today, right? But he lost out, okay? Now, this guy was taking his mom to Mecca, and people were like, oh, I pray to do this to my mom. I pray to do this for my mom soon. Ah, man, the prayer of mother, the blessing of mother. Oh, this or that. And this is a pure criminal operating in a plain sight. Plain sight. And there are many. There are many.
And the mothers are there. So we need
a mothers are proud.
Yes. Nigerian mothers, where are you? You said you're the mothers of the land and you're raising thieves. There needs to be accountability somewhere. All right, Uncle Michael, thank you. Speak to you soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
You have a good one, okay? Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. That means we'll probably see later this evening as well, hopefully. So I have, let's see, I think I have another 40 minutes to spend with us here. So let's keep gisting. Here is another caller, but you can do me one favor, okay? Like the broadcast and share it. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's Michael from Turkey.
Yeah, brother. Michael from Turkey. And good afternoon to you, though. I'll say happy Sunday as well. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. We thank you for everything you've been doing. Spreading the news.
You might need to speak up or get closer to the phone.
I said, yeah. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, it's louder. It's better now.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. So I said we thank you for everything you've been doing. You know, spreading the news and all. We can't be really we can't appreciate you more than what we've been doing. But now, you know, basically, I want to argue on the fact that this idea of education is our problem and all. There was a time where Nigerians were like the most educated people in Africa.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you won't be able to argue with that. That the likes of Awolowo, the likes of Bola Ige, you know, the likes of Wike, you know.
It was actually, man, Abisikiwo was so big. And it was bigger beyond the Nigeria, in all genuity, until they got him, or until they got him. Go on, please, Michael.
So the point is that there was a time our educational system was fantastic right from the grassroots level. But that did not stop Nigerians from being oppressed or from succumbing to their oppressors. It didn't stop them from doing that. I know at the of like, oh, there's not much education, you know, in the country, and that's why it's only a few people who know that want to come out, and then the rest that are uneducated. The ones that know are actually the major issue in Nigeria. You call them the sophisticated morons. Yes, some will call them the intellectuals.
They dress so smart.
Those ones, those are the
and these titles.
They actually know. They actually know, and with their knowledge, they can spread their knowledge so fast, even within a week, within a day, that a revolution can spring up in Nigeria. I don't see any excuse of education or no education. How did Biafra grow? I mean, how did Nnamdi Kanu spread his message in the East? You can't go to the East right now and not hear one word of Biafra, this, that. The East is literally Biafranized within how many years? Are you now going to say all those people in the East, in the villages in the East, I think they are uneducated? Some of them didn't go to the school like us that went to Lagos school, Unibe, and all these guys. Some of them went to the local schools, but they know more history than even those who went to the big schools, Covenant University, Unilag, they know more. The fact is that the people who know are not willing to make those changes. That is why I said it's best if we gather the ones that know. Me, I can't wait for the old 200 million Nigerians to be aware. Let's drive the train now, and on the way they will join us. Nigerians want to see something moving first. Then when they see it moving, they will join. It happened in NSAS.
But it just seems that
exactly.
that coordination is what is not there. We believe that whatever is going to go down in Nigeria is going to be spontaneous. But when?
Yes, it's going to be spontaneous, but the train has to move first. It happened in NSAS. It happened in the Obidients movement. All the movement that has happened, it happened when the train was moving. And the train has to move first.
That makes sense.
But if we are going to now say it's because of education, I don't buy that. Kenya is just an example. It's not everybody in Kenya that are educated. You can see the way they went into a church. Some people were in church praying.
Protest everywhere. They took it to the parliament. They stood there all day. Now they've taken it to the churches. From tomorrow again, they are like everywhere.
But guess what? There were some people in church that were not in the movement.
Yes.
But when the movement came to meet them in church, I'm sure they joined the train right from the pulpit. That is what I've always been advocating for. It's good to talk, it's good to complain and all these things. But Nigerians, and we are from there, so I'm self-critical too, you understand? So I'm not going to say, Nigerians, all of us.
What you've just the point you've just made there now, Michael, is that there has always been reactions, movement against the establishment, okay? That they haven't really won yet doesn't mean that they are not there. They've always been, and they've always sprung up, right?
Yes.
So then you strongly believe as well that at the right time, when it is very much no longer avoidable, it will happen, together. Right?
Yes. When all the angles come together, when everybody's when there's unity of purpose. Everybody, every angle, all the agitation, the Biafra, the revolution now, this, that. If everybody come on a single train and that train moves, trust me, these guys will be on the run. They can't stop. I've always said, they cannot stop the people. The people are more power than them. They cannot. The reason why they are able to yell at people, enter one movement rises up. They will just use like 800 people to yell at the movement, that kind of thing. But if you have over 50 million people coming at the same time, at all corners, those 800 people that are online, that are trying to...
1 million. See, let me tell you something, right? Nigeria has 36 states, plus Abuja, okay? Now, you need this to take place in the highly populated areas to start with, okay? Now, let's say if you have just 2 million people across Nigeria and you divide them into, let's say, 100,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that the major cities getting 100, 150, 100. 100,000 is not a small mean number. You get what I mean now, right? See, if 2 million come out of 36 states, 30 states alone is a done deal. All these guys begin to run away?
As I say, there will be no military power will be able to handle it because they will be stretched. How can they handle everybody?
They won't take 30 or 40 war front. Maybe they go bring all of them from the barracks. And you'll be surprised that some of them are also willing to join too. But we need to start.
That is it. They will join. Not that they'll be willing to join, they will join because they will have no choice. I mean, there's a movement that will happen that when you say either you join the trade, or you lose everything, they will join. They won't have any choice but to join. So that is my main issue. Every other thing, yes, it's going to happen. The GMS is going to happen,
right? I do. And that's one thing I have for the Obidients, despite all of those who have been trying to use that same
their movement, okay, to get closer to power instead of actually like
it is
the people,
it is very bad.
I still
Guys like
admire
Abure
them.
and all
You know
these guys.
why? They remain stronger, okay? And I believe that if there's any formidable group that will eventually be so pissed off that they won't be, you know, like they've had enough, it will kick start from the Obidients. And others who are already angry with the system, okay. I do believe that too. But they needed to be cheated again, I think.
They needed to cheat. They already cheated again. They already
cheated because they will.
My advice on the Obidients that the signs that they will be cheated is already on ground. I don't see any reason why someone should wait.
So they have two choices, Michael, right? They have the number one choice to prevent that cheating taking place by moving out.
Yes, that's it. They should move it now.
And demanding for a better, you know what I mean, like before any elections, okay?
Before any election, you are getting my point.
Yes.
Don't wait. That 2027, the movement they're already making moves now. Abure has joined Apampas.
Yeah.
They are moving things right now to scam all of you.
So are you going to wait till when they scam you? What are you going to do? Or you're going to stop it from happening at all? I know a lot of people may not have figured out how to do that too. But from next year, Baba, it will be about 2027. All of the conspiracies about it.
The funniest thing that people are shouting on the next election, but nobody is even talking of how will they conduct the next election. Nobody has made the motion for changing the electoral act. Nobody has made the motion for digital voting or whatever. Nobody has made the motion for any that. There's no noise around the electoral act. It is when it is 1 month to go. Everybody will be shouting, this time around, you know, they cannot read us this time around. They will read every times. Every single person will read that. And that is always good for people to plan ahead. Just see the moves that are going on. You know, even in your labor district. So if you leave Labour Party, you go to another place, somebody there will also want to take advantage.
You know, they will be surprised that wherever you want to go, they already have that's why they are called the establishment. How could people not see that? It's like me now. See, let me tell you something here, Michael, right? I am one of those who believe that the day we are able to see, I may take a while to explain this because I actually want to talk about it to Michael, right? Please, okay? Now, I am one of those who believe that there is a strategy that we must find means, okay, to take power away from those who are controlling our regions by their state and all that. And there's no way you can take power from them without getting involved in their elections, right? Or because I believe that you cannot then say, I want to take power from you, okay? And then you decide to go and register, say you want to join form a party, join this, and then they will write the rules of that election, okay? You know that they're going to rig you. Then you're like, okay, don't participate. That's my own rule. Like if the whole place is not really, you know, like free, fair, or equitable, why participate in it at all to give it validation? Yeah. So I am one of those who believe that when Nigeria will break, right, it is either we take that power away from them directly, or we work as a, you know, as a consortium that comes together to influence their rank and file and help them destroy themselves. So until, you know, like, you know, you turn few of them because all they care about is money, right? But if you have an organization that has so much money, all you have to do is just begin to turn them against one another with that money. Then they destroy themselves and they weaken themselves. While they are destroying themselves, then you take that power away from them. Then you go and face those ones in charge of Nigeria and tell them, don't come to Yoruba land again. No. Say, why? Say, okay, you'll find out. Don't come here. We are not part of Nigeria anymore, okay? Listen, and if you really want this to happen, right, we want to present our what do you call our resolutions to you in case if you probably want to have a chat about it, but don't come here again. But we used to, I mean, you used to be part of Nigeria and all of that. We said, well, not anymore. But we need that power. We need those who can easily make sanctuary cities for those who are supporting, promoting self-determination. Here you get, Michael. You need sanctuary cities for them. We need places whereby plane can fly from here
and land, whether in Biafra land or whether in Yoruba land or without any Nigerian radar touching it. We need those safe places. We need people to feel safe in some states that they will say this one's will be pro Biafra. That one, that place, they be pro Yoruba nation. Until we get to that stage, I beg, we should just continue to organize and educate ourselves. That's where Aduke comes in. She's more or less like, it is not about education per se. It is what type of education, what type of enlightenment, what type of messages are people consuming? Are the messages the message that will kind of radicalize them, embolden them, and understand the dilemma they are in? Sure, you get now. So until we get the number, Baba, I will continue on this path. Michael.
Obviously, we don't have the number, but that is the example.
You are far away from the phone again. I could barely hear you.
Yeah, are you hearing me now? Okay, I said that's the example I was giving about Biafra. I mean, in the eastern region, it was within a small time that Emir Of Kano exerted his influence in that region, and it was taking over. So it is. I understand the education they're trying to say, but it had to take like an intellectual, somebody who knows, to put those influences on those who don't know. And it was not, of course, Emir Of Kano was the voice around it, but it was not. But he was not the only one that was, involved in it. The IPOB members everywhere, you had to influence. So imagine if that happens everywhere. Like you said, you want a safe haven in Biafra land where people organize. You want a safe haven in a Yoruba land where people organize. All those things. It starts from those individual components, and that's why I'm against
those who are against Biafra, and they are asserting their influence of ruining it. They are Igbos.
That is the point.
Collaboration of their friends from other tribes, Yoruba, Hausa, from other places, right? They are able to feel like they could subjugate their people and deny Biafra. They are those.
That's why I'm against any faction.
You get
this.
So
me, I've always made my mind clear that
most people against Yoruba
factions are not allowed.
Michael, the most people against Yoruba nation, they are Yorubas.
That is it now.
And they are the political class, the elite, the traditional stool, and the rest of them.
The ones that know, the intellectuals,
they are likely never going to be useful. Imagine if we now take over power in any of those places and we expand it, create a sanctuary city for everybody that believes. It doesn't matter where you come from in Yoruba land. If any of those people are tracking you or want go to Oyo, we are the ones ruling
Oyo. Go to there. They will be
the ones ruling Ogun. And from that, it will become we are the ones ruling Southwest. All Yorubas who support Yoruba nation, all of you are welcome, and nobody can harass you. Oh, you need that power. You need it. So if you can't get it through their rigged elections, right?
Through their rigged elections.
Let's play dirty, infiltrate their accounts, bribe them, turn them against themselves. I will not stop saying this until I lay my hands on their resources, because it is one way that you can actually fight without a single soldier. You got that, Michael?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I agree. Yeah. Thank you so much for everything. You're actually one of those people, in Nigeria, really, raising the voice up. I was listening to a video you did the last time of Ojukwu making a statement like, and when I just remember, I said when Ojukwu led that war, he was like 33-year-old. And I mean, a young guy with so much intelligence, leading people, and held a whole country for 3 years, 33 years. When I look at his age, I was just looking at my own life, and there are some 50-year-old people that are shouting Emilokon, shouting Obe, in River State, and you just wonder, like, we actually need to take responsibility for once. That is it. Anyway. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Yes, sir. Let me take another one, okay? I think I still have, let me check. I still have 25 minutes to 30 minutes. So I could still take more like 3, 4, 5 calls, okay? Sometimes all the time I do, okay? I like having this conversational, okay? And because we are all connecting from every part of the world, from the other side, and my streamer is the one that takes all this in and stream them to you on your screen. So please don't think
when I speak or my caller talks and I talk, I'm talking over them or they are talking over me. It's just what is being mixed out there for you. Okay. So I make it very much, I make it more as educative as it could be. All right. And here is another caller though. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Maego.
Hello,
Good day.
sir. How are you?
Fine. You look so great today.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you are the first person to say that now, right? Which is good. Usually people said, now that I've left my beard done, can't you just go for a haircut? Somebody said that the last time I was like, leave me alone. I'm not getting a haircut. So thank you for saying that.
Thank you. So I just want to address a few things. I'll start with the educational system. You know, Africa as a continent, we use everything about us as foreign. Our educational system, when you want to reference countries like China, Russia, you will notice something. Their educational, their system is in their own language, right? If you go to China, you're taught in Chinese. They're not going to teach you in English, right? Same thing with Russia. And these countries, they are powerful. They are fighting. They are also advancing technologically with the West. But in the case of Africa, right, we define education based on how fluent you speak good English, or if I have a PhD, means I'm educated. But the same educated people, they will be in church where maybe the pastor will say they've gotten fake alerts, and this Suleiman miracle where people were holding their phones and they were like, Holy Spirit has sent, magic and miracle money. And you'll be surprised that PhD holders, master degree holders, believe such nonsense. Something that you cannot explain. So that's not education. Or
you know the most sad part there, Baba, is that now you and I, we are probably sounding now like, okay, we are educated, not just being educated, we are also sensible enough to be like, this is absolute bullshit, right? It's not explainable. But the PhD holder you mentioned, a person will get PhD, that means they have advanced education, Abi. They will tell you that you will not understand. You can't understand things of spirit. To say,
And when we tell them this, they think it's like an attack. We are not attacking them. The truth is, for this revolution, or for Africa to be free, we have to collectively rise. Only one man, Nnamdi Kanu alone, if he had the power to do it, I'm sure he's going to do it. He's that determined. But only Nnamdi Kanu cannot. Only Sunday Igboho cannot do it. It takes every African to understand who we are originally. Everything about us is borrowed from our religious beliefs. Today, an African.
Do you know that this thing, this feeling superior because you can speak English or because of the type of certificate you are carrying, is only a thing of Nigeria. I'll give you something, right? Other African countries were colonized, right? The popular language in this part of East Africa, South Africa, is believed to be Kiswahili, okay? It is so popular that a lot of people speak it. Now, take a look at Kenya. Kenya is also multi-ethnic, multi-tribal nation like Nigeria. But do you know they speak their language in their National Assembly with no force?
Yeah.
South Africans speak and present in their parliament in their language with no force.
True.
But in Nigeria, well, they already, like, we don't even understand ourselves. Which one you want to use out of the 500 languages? So we say, can't we just, you can still put people, right? Listen to this. You can put people who have different accents or different tongues, but they kind of speak similar languages in a country, okay? Right? Yeah. And they can have one language that everybody speaks, but they also have their other languages instead of English and bury the rest. So how come we are not allowed to speak our languages like other African countries? They do speak their languages in their parliament, not English.
That's it. That's the major problem. And another thing is, historically, if you look at the value system of the black man, it is faulty. The same black man sold his brothers and sisters for mirror when he could have been curious enough to know how the mirror was formed or made. So at that point in history, we thought the mirror was worth more than life that we cannot create. The same thing we are displaying today. They're going to give us paper dollars that they can print in unlimited. Bank of America can print these dollars in an unlimited version. They will give you in exchange for resources they cannot create that was deposited in your land. That is why the entire world is after Africa's resources, while Africans are after heaven. A heaven they've not been to, a heaven that they were just told. But no one, not even one soul has been there and come back and say, oh, this is heaven or this is hell. We are just so afraid to the point where we are scared of our freedom. You know, collectively, the mentality of Nigerians, we need to question ourselves. Nigerians are intelligence specialists, and that's why the West is scared of them. The West would rather want Nigerians to be like stupid or just continue behaving the way that.
Or become a poster boy of their own described gentleman black man, you know. They say, oh, this is a gentleman. Well, this is clean, is well shaved, is educated, is dressed smart, it smells nice, is very respectful, is humble. That's a typical definition of a gentleman for a white man. It is a slave that they are describing that tick all boxes. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the system. And when we tackle the religious system, my Christian and Muslim brothers, we are not tackling it because we hate you. We are only telling you that we need you for us to be free. We need everybody. Start questioning everything. Today, I will tell you, I use a sword. I stretch the sword and the Red Sea divided. And you believe those things. Why are they not happening today? Ask questions. The only way to be free, it starts by asking important questions. When we start asking questions, you will realize that you don't need to kneel down before any pastor. These pastors, they will tell you, I mean, one pastor said he healed 50 people from the dead. Why can't somebody rise up and ask the pastor a question? If you have such powers, why don't you go to the mortuary and bring back people if you really have such powers? But because we are scared, we've been conditioned to reject common sense like a taboo in Africa. If you ask that question, you start feeling you're affecting their faith. No. If something is the truth, it is going to be consistently true in all areas. The truth is never scared of questions. When religion is trying to tell you, don't ask questions, then it's trying to bury a lie. If something is the truth, it is going to be truth from the north, east, west, south.
All
it
sides.
Is truth. True. That's why the only way for us to be free is to break this shithole and write our history by ourselves. Not look at writing our history for us. We go back to who we were. Right? Break the country. Everybody, Igbo man solve his own region the way he can solve it. Man solve his own problem the way the Hausa man solves his own problem. And I bet you, if in the next 10 years, the North will, if Nigeria breaks, the North will become less religious, because when they see other regions develop, they'll start asking the questions that come. We've been doing this thing, it's not working. But that's what the elites don't want people to know. So thank you, Mr. Mayu. Let me allow other callers.
Bless you for that thought-provoking point you made, Baba. Thank you. You have a wonderful Sunday still, okay?
Yeah.
Nice one. That's a very good one, right? So you need to begin to question things. If you have not been questioning things, there's nothing wrong in asking questions. Ask questions. You see, mostly the reason why some of these older people, the reason why they are always angry at us is because if you ask them questions about their deeds, their actions and inactions, you're going to put them on the spot. And around that time, because they do not have the temerity or the gene in them that they should take responsibility when they are wrong, they automatically feels like you are attacking them. And they want to kind of ask you a question if you can do the same to your parents. listen to me. We are not talking about my parents. We are talking about you holding a public office, right? And be responsible for that position you are holding. Don't gaslight people. Please be very, very curious. Be very, very inquisitive. Hello.
Baba. Ẹ kú sí mi ní o. Kẹ́mi Ọláwùbá.
Ṣàlàfíà ni.
Àlàáfíà ni o.
Kábíyèsí o.
Òkè òkè lẹ mú ru sí o bá mi.
Àṣẹ, àṣẹ.
Ọlá yín ó máa ròkè ní o.
Àṣẹ bàbá. Àṣẹ.
Ọ̀bẹ ní bẹ́ṣu ẹ̀ máa wà ní tọmọtọmọ tayátayá. Bá ilé yín, àwọn ilé yín kò ní dákẹ́. Yóò máa pariwo ọwọ́ yóò ní kàn sálẹ̀ àpò. Ọgbọ́n àtòyè tọ́lọ́run fi ń fún yín. Tẹ̀fí ń darí ètò yìí, Ọlọ́run ò ní pamọ́ yín lára.
Àṣẹ, ṣẹ. Tó ń tolúwo tó fẹ́ ní tẹ́jú gbọ́nà.
Báàmí, our people, thank you for coming today for today's sermon. You see, one thing about all those our leaders, they change our mentality with our school curriculum. Take our own language. Baba, let's imagine today's government. Even our own governor in our southeast. That's why see our mothers taking good news, because when they are calling trillion in English, our mothers they don't understand it. Let's put in our own language. In those trillions they are calling.
So they have been cut out of the whole thing because the language barrier already.
Yeah, leave this in our own.
And when they want to now go and explain it to them, they now mix it with lies and they believe them.
Báwo ni màámi aláta báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ gbọ́ 3 trillion tí ò ní ya wèrè? Tí ò dẹ̀ when you can see what you said you spend the money on. Tí ò ní go mad. See where is the money? Then you are going to come tomorrow to bring a loaf of bread to him to vote for you.
It's going to be impossible if she knows.
They knows.
I'm having somebody who is going to be joining me from tomorrow. I'm going to be making my clips. I said I was going to be making all these videos that are going to not be much, maybe 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, right? So I'm going to be picking up on their budget and I'm going to be doing the video on there and say, for example, 21 billion naira that they used in building Shitty Man's house, for the people from northern Nigeria, especially. I'm going to show them. I'm going to show everybody how many farms, how many acres of farm, right, that 21 billion can run, and what will be the final output if 21 billion is spent on farming alone in about 7 states in northern Nigeria, Baba. Or if they use the money to provide water, or if they use the money to provide health care. I'm going to be doing the video soon. Very soon. It's important, Baba. So that we can show them and say, that 1 billion, wait if Tinubu used by car, that 1 billion will do this. Just imagine if that 1 billion is not used for car. I'm going to be doing the video soon. I'm going to be doing them. I hope everybody will kind of embrace them. They will be easier to share on WhatsApp, on all other platforms to our mothers, like you said.
Our mother.
Wọ́n ní láti Hausa, ní Fulani, ní Igbo, ní Gete, ní Ìjọ, ní Ìròbò. Every language I can pick on, Baba.
Wọ́n wá sọ pé àwọn ènìyàn kọ́ ní bàbá báwo lè yòó ti máa gbọ́ nǹkan èdè tó ń gbọ́.
I'll bring you bread of 1,000 naira to come and follow them again.
How can you do that for something you don't understand? Àwọn ìyàwó wọn lè react to because wọn understand pé wọ́n ti gbèrú àwọn ìyàwó alátẹ̀yìn pẹ̀lú èdè.
They know that they are stealing, no, Baba. Our mothers will tell you that they know they are stealing, but they have no idea what they are really stealing and how it is affecting them. They just believe that they are not giving us. They just come and steal. Everybody, all of them, now they say that they steal. They have no idea what they are stealing. I think they should. They need to know the value of what they are stealing.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ máa gbọ́ gọ́vnà Èkó tó bá máa sọ̀rọ̀ òyìnbó ló máa sọ. Àwọn èmi ló kàn ebi ń pa wá tó tata kò mọ̀. Àwọn tó wá mọ̀ bàbá Colorado Colos àwọn drug tó ti gbé wá láti Canada àwọn the next generation bàbá generation àwọn Gen Z táwa ń sìn yàtọ̀ tó ṣe tún máa le díẹ̀ wọ́n ti wà lórí on drug a lot is happen ní south ọ̀dọ̀ wa they are on drugs all the new generation.
That's also a pandemic, a crisis.
Everyone, if we really want to clean up this thing, Kolon Kofuwashi, Yoruba nation, Biafra nation. Yeah, they are going to. This is not about God Uniwale. This is our own.
We can drive our motivation from by prayer saying God help us. It doesn't mean we're not acting. We are going to act. And then
you see all those good friends. They think that they have spoiled their lives. We are going to use them and fight for their life. They don't want them to be used like in the right way. We are going to use them in the right way.
We will.
For their own generation to come after them.
Yes.
They will know. We are going to write everybody's name, this generation.
Yes.
Everybody's name. Like they always do in Europe. The people fight for this, whatever we are calling Europe. They wrote their names. When you go to some areas, some countries, some villages, they will say, these is the people who fight.
Yes.
And the time of this war, the people who fight and die.
Yes. Your descendant, they will say my great grandmother died during the 1849 clash or war. I say, how do you know that? Well, that's our image there. Indeed.
That is it. If my Yogun can't tell me when I saw my forefather fighting in the front line, then someone comes tomorrow. You say because of cow, you want to come and take my father, my forefather.
When I have the history of how my own generations, my ancestors survived, I have it right there, and I am now in charge. So I'm going to let all this inheritance, the land, everything gone. Then who am I? Can I actually call myself a proper descendant of all these people? Like they were like me. Would I even have anywhere to call land of theirs?
Yeah.
That one is for all of us, though, to know that wherever you are today and you are siding with those who are cooking things to displace our people, make them homeless, and all of that stuff. Imagine if that was how our own ancestors were.
Yeah. Like just let them come, take our land. We don't want fight. We don't want that. Baba. And second thing, if you Yoruba and Igbo, Biafran, if we got our freedom, we are going to change every school. We have to put our own language first.
100%.
Put our own language first. Any other language, stop us in it. We don't want that.
Maybe thought the hand. In fact, you know what? Somebody like me, if I have a chance, like let's say we have Yoruba nation, our own our country, so to say, right? And I have a chance of advising the government of that new country, okay? Instead of investing in learning, English, I would actually probably have them start learning the languages of a few other countries that we are going to have economic interest in. Like Russia, like China, like all these places. So that we can have contingent of Yorubas who can speak these languages without interpreters and speak for the Yorubas wherever they have a chance of sitting on the table. So me, I am not going to say we are going to be against the West. The West has been exploiting us. A lot of people are targeting us to exploit us. But a good leadership of a Yoruba origin in a Yoruba nation, we rather make them partners than slave masters. And if you can't be our partner, our equal on the table,
then you don't deserve to have our attention as a country. That should be the policy of any serious country.
Yeah, now. You know that's what all this Western world is.
Yeah.
They get their own agents.
Yeah.
They learn Arabic. They learn their own language. Well, when they want to
that's what you do. You don't go and hire people to interpret what they are saying. Let your own people tell you what they are saying. Let Yoruba man tell you what that Chinese is saying. They say it to them in Chinese, what Yorubas are saying too. That is when you operate on an equal level, not as slaves called by their slave masters. No. We will do it. And if we don't, a generation that will do it, we see the blueprint of how to do it, Baba.
Of how to do it.
Yes, we will build that blueprint and we will give it life. You know?
Life.
God bless you.
And secondly, do you notice all these religions leaders, they group themselves in different names? When you are going from Lagos to Ibadan or wherever, you see all those lands. To Mowe side. When you enter those mosques, those churches, these people, they are enslaved in terms of religion. You know that some people are in that along that road. They have a big land. All those things, they come then there.
And
when you have
we have weak people in charge. Weak people. Weak men.
Oh my God. Because I get one of my family there.
They say that thank you so much for this so that we can actually wrap it up.
Let me too. Have a good day, Bami. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir. Can you nice Sunday, Shebo? Nice one, sir.
All right, sir.
God bless you. Now that is supposed to be my second to the last caller. Okay. Now you can still go give me that like. Go like the broadcast if you haven't already, or else you'll actually be watching the replay after this. So let me take this. I think I should. I have one caller. My last caller. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Mayego.
Hello, sir. How are you?
How are you? I'm fine.
I'm very well too. Thanks for asking. Please.
Actually, I'm a first-time caller.
I could tell. And you mind telling me your name? Is that all right? It could be your screen name. I would like to call you something while we talk.
I would choose to remain anonymous.
Okay, I'll call you anonymous then. I just want to
call me
Mr. When we are chatting. Baba,
okay.
Please.
Yeah, call me Mr. Anonymous. That would be fine.
I should call you what too, Baba?
Mr. Anonymous.
Mr. Anonymous. Okay, I'll stick to that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, Mr. Mayego.
Yes,
yeah, I'm a listener of your whatever you are saying.
The tempo is called.
Yeah. So I'm a listener, but today I just decided to call, and unfortunately I went through. So
that's grand. That must
kind
of be divine too, because a lot of people will tell you, I've been trying to call for months. I haven't been able to. Well, your system.
Yeah, just a constant, just a constant call anyway, you get through. So, but anyway, yeah, the reason why I was calling is because, I heard a lot of people saying about, not just today, but from the previous chat and all of that, people say about how to divide Nigeria and all of that, and how can. But I want to tell you the truth here. I don't think revolution will be possible in Nigeria because of some certain reasons. Reason number one being that the truth must be said. We are not one people. That is number one problem. We are not the same. We are not one. What do I mean by that? We are of different tribes. Major tribes in Nigeria we know them as the three tribes: the Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, right?
Yes, that's the original one.
Yeah. That's exactly the original one. So that's number one reason why revolution, I don't think it's possible in Nigeria, because now Tinubu is there as the president. I don't think 80%
to stay off. They should not.
Exactly.
No matter what they are going through, they are not expected to join others.
Exactly. I don't think 80% of Yorubas would want revolution.
You will be wrong. I'm only saying that expectedly. None of us is sure how people are really going to react. If the but I get your drift, but expectedly, like we are, Yorubas are not expected to join. Except when Yorubas join, they'll be like, Yorubas don't join. It was the same like that of Buhari too, remember? Yeah, everybody's complaining. But the North was not expected to join, even though they were the ones suffering most.
Yeah.
Talking about our tribal division. Go on, Baba.
Exactly. So that's the reason number one. And if Nigeria is like a country where we are the same people, revolution is very, very possible. It's going to happen when things are not going correctly or things are not happening the way they should. Revolution must happen. But because we're not one people, so I don't think that is possible. Then, second reason is this. I want you to know that you see all these politicians in Nigeria, they have rice and food stuff stopped up somewhere, so that in case of anything like that wants to happen, within 2 or 3 days, 4 days, they'll open up those warehouses, and people will jump into picking up endomies and rice and forget about whatever they wanted to do. I'm telling you, people don't understand what is going on.
Right?
It's
like
a very big strategy.
If you are protesting now, okay, they know that you are protesting, peaceful protesters.
Yes.
Hey, we don't go agree, we don't go all of that everywhere, right?
We are hungry.
And they will just open a warehouse somewhere, right? Yes. And people will begin to rob that. Then they can bring police out and say, the riot don't lead to stealing and vandalism. People are already looting, they will not bring
that.
So right.
That is a very big strategy that these politicians have, and this is in almost in every state in Nigeria. This in every state in Nigeria, they have stock food, rice in warehouses in Jigawa, in Enugu, in Lagos, places like everywhere. This is their number one strategy, just to make sure that this thing will never happen. And I bet you, I bet you, if any day Nigerians woke up to say, okay, today we are going to go into this, I'm telling you that will not last up to a week. You will be the same when you'll be same as the NSAS, because you see they open up warehouses and they start getting away food and it's over. That's the same thing. So I'm just telling you all this. People don't know what is Nigeria. You see all these wicked Nigerian politicians, or I call them predators. They are predators because they can even eat their own children flesh to make sure they remain in power. I'm telling you the truth. That's why I call them predators. So these people, I'm just saying this because most of us don't understand what these people meant for us. They don't mean any good for Nigerians. Because number one,
like the problem is that people want to believe something different. You get that now?
Yes.
Like, when people get so used to their oppressors, okay, they develop a feelings for them. Most of the time, and that's what is happening to most Nigerians, right? They have been so browbeaten, so mentally tortured and assaulted. You understand?
Yes.
That they have developed feelings for their oppressors.
Exactly.
They blame themselves and say, maybe, it could be our fault because I know that he loves us. He's a very good man. Okay?
Yes.
Let's be honest. The man is a very good man. He must be us. If some of us continue to complain and complain, we insult him. What do you expect him to do? Do you expect him to hold his hand and not do anything? He's a good man. This is they have a name for that too. I can't remember it right now, right? A name where the slaves begin to have feelings for his own slave masters. It doesn't matter the abuse.
Exactly.
But somebody needs to circle.
Because we are used to their own. I mean, we are used to their own the way they want to place us. We are used to that, and they have succeeded in doing that, placing Nigeria where they want them, where they want them to be. They have succeeded doing that, so we are in control. They control us like remote. if they want us to go that other way,
Economy
controls the control the people. If you control the economy, you have the upper hand. So that is exactly what is happening to us. And Nigeria, I don't know which way. I don't know the way that can be done, but I still believe one day. I mean, and do you know another thing? You know, most Nigerians don't know about this GMO thing that is going on. In fact, I knew about this for a long time now. This GMO thing, this
massive. I've been hearing about it for a while, but I just thought, nah, it's not gonna go to Nigeria, man. And Nigerians can afford it, Joe. I didn't know they've set up labs across Nigeria. There are actually labs doing them in Nigeria, funded by Bill Gates right now.
Yes, exactly. This genetically modified organism foods. Do you know the worst of this?
Tell us.
If you use any of those their seed and plant it anywhere, I bet you that land will not grow food anymore.
No anymore. You can no longer go back to natural way of farming and say, oh yeah, you know what?
You cannot. You cannot.
Let me just go and plant my cassava. You are lying.
It will not work. You're lying. Do you know why? Because that's their GMO seeds. They found a way to break into it, like the way it was naturally made by God. So now they went to their gene and make sure they kill that organism that fertilizes the land naturally. To make that's exactly what they did.
That's what they did.
So that when they plant that GMO seed, the seed now will now accumulate those organisms that fertilizes land, and now put them to themselves, and now the land is empty.
That's it. You use it once. That's it.
Yeah,
that's not African way of farming. We use our land.
No.
4, 5, 6 times before we allow it to rest for another maybe 3, 4 years. We'll go another place.
Exactly.
We'll come back again. We reuse it for like 4, 5, 6 years again. Like this one that they will have to come on. But it's so deep now. I've been told, it's everywhere.
Yeah, that thing is very, very, very deep. But most people don't know exactly what that means. And who is funding all these things? Is it not Bill Gates and Co. and Monsanto?
Earlier, Baba, where that guy said they can't sell them to the UK markets.
No, they can't.
He said no, they are not for the UK. They are for countries like Nigeria. Was the first
Nigeria
that came to his mouth?
Nigeria. Do you know even Kenya? There's a lot of GMO food in Kenya.
I said they initially 2 years ago they rejected it, right? But
no,
last year,
this Ruto, this president, he accepted everything.
Hey.
And the GMO food has been in South Africa for very, very long
time too. I heard.
Yeah, and people don't know. That is why that's why you be careful what you eat, be careful what you buy from the market. But thank God we still have this natural way of food that we still available in Nigeria.
Yes.
But soon, if people are not aware of what is happening, give it like 3, 4, 5 years. I'm telling you, you'll be over too for Nigeria. We will not get these natural seeds like the way God made them. In fact, they
are chasing farmers away, right?
In fact, I'm telling you, there was a video that I watched the other day. That was 2 days ago. That this man from Imo State. They call him Njamenze,
right.
Dr. Njamenze, something like that. I watched that video. This man break it down. And he told it that even all these farmers that have been killed in the north is because of this GMO food seeds.
They think it's crazy.
That was
I saw the video. They said this one is talking nonsense. Now it's making sense now. All of that is making sense now.
That is the thing. They killed all these farmers. Bokohari is being paid.
And Boko Haram, Fulani as member, we actually didn't know that they are just a mean to an end. They are not an end themselves.
No. People are paying them. They're being paid to do all of that. So, and I mean, it's very crazy, but we just have to.
We are sharing all of this, and that's what I tell people all the time. I will share what I know, okay? I won't share a lie. Then what you do with that is up to you. When you hear things like this, do yourself a favor, go read more about these topics, okay?
Yes.
Not just what you hear from me, what you hear from callers. They are just things to help you. If you want to understand this better, your phone is your computer. Use it and read more.
Yes.
Azi,
and one more thing I want to say before you one more thing, just few seconds. You know, all about this education thing. You know, you don't have to go to university to be educated.
No.
That is what we don't understand. Education is of many levels. Someone can go to a university and yet they're not educated. But you see somebody that didn't even go to university but is educated. Like now we're talking about everything. This is part of education, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So anybody that listens will definitely understand what we are saying. But even like someone said, even I think that was second person before me, I think he was saying that even the worst problem we have in Nigeria is this the most educated one that claim I'm a professor and all of that. They are the main problem you have because they are the people that even help these predators to rig election in Nigeria. They help them, these professors, they help them to do it. So now tell me what are they professing?
Imagine
if they can help them to do
rigging election for criminals who are mostly like
for criminals.
Exactly. When they protest that they are not paying his pension. The person you rigged for, steal your pension, steal your salary. Then you went to go and protest and say, I'm going to shut down too because this person is not paying me. Were you not thinking?
Yes.
Like what professor are you? What kind of educationist are you that can't read the room, that is self-sabotaging? Because that's what it is, sir. They are self-sabotaging themselves.
Even the children.
Steal your salary.
And the children.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
All right. Thank you.
Yes,
bye-bye.
Enjoy the rest of the day and have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye. Now, that's a good one. And that is where I'm going to draw the curtains. Okay. Now, I'm going to go try and see that I will see to us coming back later this evening. But if you don't see me later this evening, right, just kind of count it as if probably I'm still resting. Okay. But I do want to be back. So thank you so much for spending your afternoon with me. The Sunday sermon has now officially ended. And to everybody who participated, the calls, the text, the comments, and all of that, the share, I appreciate every one of you. I'm going to see you again when I see you. Good afternoon.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.